Greetings and welcome to Mentor Me Memorable Moments. We're so excited to be here. This is our physical health segment, and we are going to launch our Coach D tonight. You've probably been part of the social media where we were talking about her, but you know what? You're going to meet her tonight. But first, let us say welcome back.
Oh,
We miss you.
I miss being here too. I'm gonna tell you. I tell you,
Okay,
they
it's
say
just
you don't
not
miss the water till
same.
the well runs dry.
But also welcome to 135 nations and
Yes.
all 50 states to
Hello.
WLVS Radio, and we're broadcasting across www.listenvision live
Right.
or through our own website, mentorme411.com. So we have a great program.
Oh yes, we do. And here we go. The only thing we got to worry about is, do we have emergency brakes? Because I got a feeling it's going in overdrive, and if you're not careful, it's going to run right over you.
Really, really. You know what? This is not one of those shows where you're going to get to sit back
No,
and listen and
relax and all
she's
that.
going to pump you
Yes,
up.
indeed.
Okay.
And don't forget, on the line.
That's right. Getting ready to introduce Sir Charles. He is also debuting his program. That's the Mentor Me. The mic. Sir Charles, are you there? Because I'm so excited. Yes. Please introduce your program to us.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the program comes under a banner called the Cure Series. And let me just explain a little bit why before I jump right into it. The Cure Series consists of several workshops and trainings and presentations that help address, in some cases, cure, literally, and in some cases it probably will wake people up to some of the things that we actually need in our lives. And I'm talking about from the business perspective. I'm talking about from the personal development perspective, things like, presentation skills and customer service skills. And from the personal side, though, I think this is really, really key. From the personal side, there are things that places, I should say, we find ourselves in, but sometimes you meet someone or you hear something only to realize you're really not where you are designed to be. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Today's talk is based off of the training and workshop, the 7 defining steps to the cure for your business and existence.
Excellent.
Okay.
And you can catch Sir Charles on every 5th Sunday, but he's also going to have some spontaneous visits with us too, because he's got some golden nuggets he's going to start teaching us tonight. So you are in Mentor Me Memorable Moments classroom setting.
All right.
Get ready for Sir Charles Carey.
All right. So are we ready to roll?
Yes, we are.
Fantastic. Before we do anything, I'm going to suggest to you that you either get an old-fashioned pen and paper. Yeah, people still use that, right? You grab your tablet, your laptop. If you're an online person, you may want to check out something like Evernote. I like Evernote because no matter where I am, the same notes are there available for me, whether I'm working off my desktop, my laptop, or even my mobile phone. So I want you to get something because I want you to have the opportunity to take notes. Whatever you can identify with, whatever resonates with you, it's going to be key that you write it down, that you notate it, because it's been proven that when we write down information that we hear, it sticks with us a lot longer than trying to remember it, so that's why it's key that you take notes.
Okay.
So basically, I want you to have at least, this is bare minimum, 3 to 5 takeaways. Now, you may say, why 3 to 5? Because I'm hoping that you're able to leave today's program with more than you came with. If you get more than 3 to 5, that's a grand bonus for you, more gravy for you. Now, who is this workshop for? Or who is this talk for? Who is this coaching or training session for? This is for people that are in leadership capacity. So if you're a supervisor or a manager, if you're a business owner, does it matter, brick and mortar, multi-level marketing, if you are any kind of business owner, or if you're the type of person that's looking for an opportunity, but the only thing is you don't know what type of opportunity that is. Now, I'm not selling you on any opportunity. I'm not selling anything. I believe everything has its time and place, and whatever resonates with you, do it. But this is who this is for: business owners, leaders, and people that are looking for an opportunity. And the reason why I single out people that are looking for opportunity is because you're going to have to take the charge. You're going to have to take that lead position in whatever you find yourself in. So here we go. I found out recently that 87%, and this is a huge number, 87% of people do not like the types of jobs that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Is that all?
Yeah.
That's it. So, you know, when I heard that it was 87%, I said, well, what's up with the other 13%? Mm-hmm. So they must be either in management, or they're people that are found their gift, found where they were designed to be, or they just got complacent. So knowing that it's 87%, that means that's a lot of work for most of us to do with inspiring, encouraging, trying to empower others to really dial into their gifts. And I know for me, you know, knowing this information and knowing what I do, I was just on fire, because to me it's just awesome to have the opportunity to open someone's mind, almost like a surgeon.
Yes.
And pour into them seeds of wonder, seeds of growth, seeds of possibility. And, you know, I'm not selling you on anything. I'm trying to sell you on you.
That's right.
Because you are the most valuable commodity that there is.
That's right.
And your happiness, your true happiness, it's priceless. It's truly priceless. So most of us were told to go to school, get the good grades, and get that good job, right? Yeah, that sounds like we were all in the same class then, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Unfortunately.
so, you know, the reality is that, you know, a lot of times in hindsight, when I thought about it, it was kind of frustrating, because I was wondering, why didn't they tell us to go to school, get good grades, and learn how to operate our own business, you know?
Right.
And I found that many colleges and universities, some of the top ones in the country, only within the last 20 years have looked at the entrepreneurial side of life and business and started to teach courses that relate to business ownership. Now, I don't know which ones those are, but I believe Yale and there's another big one. I can't think of the name right now, probably because I'm, you know, my mind is just racing. But there are a lot of prestigious universities that, again, within the last 20 years that have started to look at the entrepreneurial side of education as an option. So, you know, for me, you know, I looked at it and I said, well, I learned late in life, but many of us have.
Right.
But the point is that, you know, we get that first lesson or that first set of instructions about going out into the world and doing, you know, everything that they said, you know, our aunts, our moms, our big brothers in some cases. And, you know, we do all of those things. You know, we start to experience some first in our lives. You know, we may get our first car. We might get our first apartment, you know. You might get married to your childhood sweetheart or your high school crush, you know. Have your first child or two or three, you know. But these are experiences that are important. You know, they're the beginning social and community-oriented experiences that just are a part of life. And it's good to have these experiences, but we still are doing these things from a premise that's a old traditional way of thinking. That's the bottom line.
That's right.
And what I found out was that, you know, myself included, you know, just because I'm talking it and I teach it doesn't mean that I can't relate, because to be honest with you, if I had not experienced the same thing, it would be very difficult for me to talk about it, to teach it, and to relate to people that have that common experience. And what I found out was that after college, after being in the workforce, maybe 5 years, 10 years, your dreams you had as a child, they start to fizzle. You start to forget some of the things that really had you on fire. You start to get further and further and further away from those ideals and those idealistic thoughts of what you're going to be when you grow up. I have a graphic, and it's a graphic of a juggler. And I tell people all the time, I says, you know what? You're going to find out after leaving school, whether it was high school or college, that you joined the circus and you didn't even know it.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Absolutely.
Because you're doing the same thing
Yes.
over and over again.
Yes, over and over.
Right?
Yes.
That's right.
Day after day, week after week, month after month,
Yeah.
year after year. And you look up and it's like 10, 15, maybe even
That's
20 years.
right.
Yes.
Yep.
And what's that show? I know y'all know the show. I know the ladies know. It's like the sands of the hourglass. These are the days of our lives, right? No, and it's sad. It's really sad, though. From a conversational point of view, it's sad when you think of it, because a lot of us, once that happens, we kind of give up. We kind of give up. You don't expect more. You want more, but you don't know how to get the more. What's more for you? You feel that. I don't know, that sense of loss sometimes. I know I did. You kind of know there's more, or there should be, and you can't put your finger on it because you weren't prepared for it. You did everything that you were told. I mean, literally. And I know for me, I'll be honest with you, I was not a very good student. I may be intelligent, I may be smart, but as far as the traditional academic training and all that, I was not a great student.
Right.
In many cases, I probably was like maybe a C and sometimes a C plus, but that's the truth of the matter. My favorite subjects were like art, music, and of course gym, because you're running around playing sports and stuff like that. So but you find that yourself in that spot, and it's just a very uncomfortable spot. I guess I can say that. But here in D.C., I know in certain other parts of the country it may be the same, but I know in D.C., being that this is a government town, if you found that you got one of those jobs that, they told you go into technology or, go into accounting or whatever it was, and it happened to be with a government agency, the bonus was that you could go back to school and further your education. Now, that's always enticing. But here's the thing. Most people that have a degree, regardless of what level, regardless of how far they've gone, they don't even work in the area that their degree
That
is
is
for.
true.
Yeah.
That is true.
I'm sorry. I made somebody drop something.
So true.
It's true.
And when I realized that, I said, you know what? That's crazy. You spent all this money, or even if you didn't, let's say you went for free.
Oh, that's right.
You spent all this time, get these great grades or good enough grades, you got this degree in God knows what it is, and you get a job, and it's in a totally unrelated field. It's like, what? I say, why didn't they tell us to learn about going into business? And the reason why, this is the correlation. If you had decided as a young person, let's say even high school age, 14 or 15 to 17 or 18, that you always wanted this or that type of business, and you were encouraged to go to school to learn about being a business owner, at least if you left college and you went into business, it would be something that you had chosen, and it would be something that you had a personal passion for, a genuine interest in, something that you were really excited about. But no, they wanted us to take algebra and, certain literature. Now, be devil's advocate, there can be a benefit to learning some of these things. There really can. I do get that. And sometimes because of these different subjects like social studies, literature, and certain parts of math, it might find its way back into your life down the line. I do get that. And you do know how to know the R's, the reading, the writing, and the arithmetic. Got it. But overall, when they're talking about electives and remedial classes and all this stuff, and that 4-year degree turns into a 5 or 6-year degree, and they got a few extra $1,000 out of you, and you land that job that's not related. Something's wrong with that picture.
Yeah. Sir Charles, I listened to you and just going back through my own experience, because I knew what I wanted to do, or I should say, I knew what was a good fit for me when I was like 10 years old. But here we go. But wait, my father pretty much dissuaded me from going into that because he said there's no money in teaching. And my dad didn't know what it meant to be a consultant, to be an adjunct, and to be a corporate trainer. He had no clue. So the thing that I'm doing now, that is the thing that I knew I always wanted to do, I didn't do for so many years because I'm chasing the money. Because my support network didn't have what they needed to have to support me in the thing that I wanted to do.
And see, that's the typical scenario. Now, your dad did what was best for you, and he tried to tell you things that he thought were important, and I'm sure they were. However, the key is we are all wired differently. Even though we could be brothers, we could be brother and sister, it does not mean that God's plan for our lives were to be in the exact same place as everyone in the family. Or that God's plan for our lives is to do exactly what, an elder said was good for us. See, we have to learn how to search, examine, research from within. And when you get to a certain point, I believe, I'm going to say, at least in that first 2 years of high school, if we're able to get on the path to start to truly figure out or search or look for what our gifts are, what our talents are, then we may get a clue of what to do in college.
True.
And we may get a clue what type of places, what type of people that we want to interact with, what type of places we want to go, what really turns us on, what are we tuned into, but we do everything that we're told, and we try to relate to everyone that's doing that thing. My friends they're going to get homes in Upper Marlboro, so I'm going to move to Upper Marlboro. Will's he's shopping at Joseph A. Bank, so I'm going to go shop at Joseph A. Bank. We go to Carrabba's every Friday after work for happy hour. We have to sometimes learn to be different yet equal, different yet the same, different yet respectable. There's nothing wrong with having different tastes, different choices, different ideals, and still working together, being supportive of one another. But, we just bought into that traditional model that, I don't know, I guess it's like this template, this life template, What did they say? What did they say in Happy Days? When they broke the mold, right?
Right. So, Sir Charles,
yes, ma'am.
Do you have recommendations on what we should do so that we can get on that right path? I know there are a lot of personality tests out there that we can take.
Absolutely.
But when we're looking at personal lives and the lives of the children that we raise, as well as getting along in the workplace, what can you recommend that we do so that we can get out of this madness, this insanity, and get into a life that's happy and satisfying?
Yes.
Well, I start with, one of the things I start with is this. We have to realize that, one, our thinking is wrong, okay? Doesn't make us bad, doesn't make us dumb, or doesn't mean something's wrong with us, but just acknowledge that our thinking may be wrong or off, a little off. Maybe not completely wrong, but just a little off. So I usually ask people a question. I've done a lot of keynotes and presentations and breakouts, and this one question gets the whole room thinking. And the question is it's a two-part question, and it starts with this. It says, what is the thing that you talk about more than anything else? And when you talk about it, you smile inside.
Yes.
Maybe an actual smile, a physical smile, comes to your face. Because whatever that thing is, you may have just met your purpose.
Lovely.
Now, sometimes people are in careers, they've invested 20, 30 years, maybe 20, 25 years, if not 30, 30 may be a bit much, but they may be invested in certain careers and they say, oh, I can't leave my job, or I can't start something else.
That's right.
And I say, that's not true.
Exactly.
Oh.
Well, it's an inch by inch, anything's a cinch, but by the yard it's hard. So you don't just stop your job. No. I would never tell someone to jeopardize their livelihood, but that's where part of the research comes in.
Sure.
If you think about what it is that you talk about all the time, as far as, serious things, whether it's investments, whether it's books, whether it's a certain profession, a certain career, or a certain industry even, that's probably something that you have a genuine interest in or a unique will to learn about. And if it is, maybe it may be something that you would go back to school for or to get into. But it's not always about the formal approach. First, find out where you fit in that profession.
Exactly.
Where could you fit in that industry? I know I don't have a lot of time to break it down now, but the workshops give more detail on how you can go. The workshop, trust me, the workshop, it gives you a step-by-step so that you can really identify with you. And can you imagine a room of 20, 30, 40, or 50 people working on identifying their God-given talents and knowing that everyone's talent is totally
Feel
different.
the power
too.
in that.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Wow.
It's about dreaming with your eyes wide open.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. And I walk them through this,
They ought to tweet
and
that.
it's their own personal resource so they can see what things they need to start focusing on, what direction they need to, to look into. How do they begin to move in that direction? What will it consist of? And this is the thing that blows my mind. When I start getting into it and you see people stop, I'm talking about grown adults, even children, of course, because sometimes I have a program for youth too. But when you see people stop and their eyes go up in their head and they're really starting to search themselves, that's one of the most wonderful things that God has been able to put inside of me. I kid you not, because it lets me know that at least I've had a part in your life to plant a seed that you can get some fruit from that seed.
Yes. Yes.
And I just wanted to say one quick thing, because even as you were talking earlier, the thing that I have learned in working with the 50-plus population now is that somewhere along the line they stopped dreaming. So when you said that, it just resonated, because I see it too. And when you see the light bulbs go on, the life come back into people's eyes, it's amazing to see. But you realize that at some point they stopped imagining and they stopped dreaming.
Yes.
So, Sir Charles, you're
Yes, ma'am.
in the local area, but I also know that you travel and you have like carte blanche with government federal agencies. So that's exciting. But how can someone get in contact with you and either become a client or get into your classes, whether they're webinar or in class? How can we get in touch?
Sure. They can contact me on any of the social media platforms, the LinkedIn, the Facebook, the Twitter, Instagram. That platform / Sir Charles Carey. And directly, which I recommend over the social media, is to contact me at sircharlescarey@gmail.com. Now, if they're interested in seeing a broader picture or a broad stroke of the things I've done and where I've done it, they can go directly to the site, which has my contact information as well, which is sircharlescareyinc.com.
Great, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's so much I look forward to sharing with the audiences at large, the masses, just to let them know it's never too late. It really isn't.
That's right. And you have a lot of good product out there, too. So I invite, the listeners and the viewers to go out there to your website and glean as much as they possibly can, because you got some golden nuggets now. Look what you did to us in just 25 minutes.
Well, I look forward to sharing more. I really do.
Okay, we're definitely going to have you back on. That is Around the Mic with Sir Charles Carey, who is debuting tonight, but he's going to be back from time to time as well. But you can catch him the 5th Sunday of every month that has a 5th Sunday in it. Right. But again, we'll be on social media and letting you know when he's going to be visiting back with us again. Thank you, Sir Charles.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a fantastic day now.
Okay, all right.
Bye now.
Ooh, well, there were a lot of things that he said, Dion, that resonates in you.
Yes.
And I just want everyone to know that this is the first time that Dion and I have really met officially. And we've known each other through social media for the past 10 years.
Wow. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
So it's like, welcome.
Yes, welcome. Right? So thank you.
Oh, man. But I heard your sharing when we were at a particular event.
Okay.
And you were talking about the struggle that you were having getting into the thing that you love to do, and how that job kept pulling you back. So we're debuting Dion tonight. Yep. Coach D is what we call her. So this is Get Fit with Coach D.
Yes.
Right.
Hey, everybody. Whoop, whoop. So I'm like, I have so much information in my brain for you guys. I'm excited. You can see it on my face. Yes. You can see it in my body language.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to try not to talk as fast as I usually talk to give you the information that I have for you tonight. Okay. So where do I begin?
Oh, Mike, we have some slides.
There's some slides, yes. That's me. Whoop, whoop. So, yes. So, is he going to put the first slide up here? Okay, so I always start out with a disclaimer, guys, that my purpose is to build a solid foundation for the future physical segments to come. So I want to bring awareness, to give you knowledge, to get you thinking. These points are subjective, objective, you choose. I am just on assignment. I'm admonishing you to take charge of your health, your heart, your life.
Yes.
Okay.
You know yourself better than anyone else. So you need to take charge of that. And that's from Coach D.
Okay.
Yes. So we want to get down to, I want to build a solid foundation. I've talked to a lot of people who have either inboxed me, called me up, talked to me about they're having difficulties with exercising and because of some internal issues. And it doesn't have to be health related all the time. It's because of things going on in their lives, and it's just putting them in a little box. It's just, they're like stuck in cement, if you will, that they can't move forward. And I can relate to that. I am a fitness professional. I teach CPR. I'm a teacher at heart. That's who I am.
Yes.
And even I get stuck. I'm sometimes in that little box. But when we know who we are from the inside out, that's how I like to work it. I like to know what's going on the inside. Let's find out what's happening first, and then we can understand why you're not doing what you believe you should be doing. Not what others think you should be doing, but what you believe you should be doing. So I like to start out with I have a little slide here, and it is the who we are, a 3-part whole. We are spirit, we are soul, and we are body.
Yes.
Right? I'm not going to go so deep into it, but our spirit is our intuition, communion, our conscious. When we talk about our soul, it's our mind, it's our will, our emotions. And then we talk about the body, this outer casing. This is where we have the 5 senses. It's our body weight, it's our endurance. It's just our overall makeup, right? It's your flesh. It's who you are. So here's a little, you can look at that. We are spirit, we have a soul, and we live in a body.
Okay. That's very simple.
It's very simple. Easy to know, right?
Yes.
Spirit, soul, and body is how we function. Okay, so that's good to know, that basic there. All right, so then we can move on to, let's break it down, because we talked about today that fit to be used for the kingdom, not just physically fit, but spiritually fit. So let's go now about physically fit.
Okay.
And when I talk about physically fit, I'm talking about healthy. So I pulled up some synonyms for physically. And it was more, but these are the ones that hit
All
me the
right.
most. These are the ones that
Okay,
stood out for me.
yes, I
It was
see.
firm, solid, sound, well, capable, enduring, healthy. You notice that's in bold. Hardy, in good health,
Yes.
mighty, muscular, powerful, resistant, seasoned, vigorous. And that was from the thesaurus I looked up. But then I had to go and pull out my Vine's Complete Expository Dictionary of the Old and New Testament. I went a little deep, y'all. Went a little deep. All right. So, and it says health. It means to be, right? And that's a Greek word. I'm not going to mess it up and try to pronounce it. For those of you, if you know how to pronounce it, go ahead and you pronounce it. But it denotes to be healthy, sound, in good health. And it comes from 3 John, right? And it says, beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers.
Yes.
All right? So that's what it's talking about, physically health. It's how fit you are, how you feel, right? It's the healthy and sound in good health. Everyone's not going to be in the same
Right.
healthy condition or health condition, but it's how healthy you are. Then let's go on down to what it means to be spiritually fit. And this is talking about the inside,
Right.
talking about your mindset. Now I pulled up a synonym, and it was more, but I pulled up one for spiritually. Now this one says religiously. I really don't like that word, but then I pulled up the synonym for religiously, and it was faithfully. That's me.
Yes.
Frequently, tirelessly, because we do get tired sometimes
right.
running this race, right? Unchangingly. Now, that was from the thesaurus. But I went back to my Vine's Complete Expository Dictionary of the Old and New Testament words.
right.
And then I found a Hebrew word. I'm not going to even not try to pronounce that word either, but it's however you pronounce it, that's what it is. But it's breath,
That's
air, strength, wind, breeze, spirit, courage. And you see I have in bold temper and spirit. Okay, so it's often used, it's talking about a man's mindset. It's how your mind, what's going on in your mind? How are you thinking, right? Disposition or temper. And then the scripture it comes from, this is the Old Testament. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile, right?
Okay.
So, and then we're going to put these together. So we learn about physically fit, and we learn spiritually fit. There's some synonyms there. So, you can get an old idea, building that foundation, so that we can move on to, and I wanted to talk about a little story here. I'm always on the website. I'm always looking for stuff. But here's a little story here. It's called Keeping Spiritually Fit. So you can this resonated with me because they're talking about me here. This is my past and my future, my present state. So I'm going to tell you, it's like 2 women, they worried about their weight. All right. They both believe that if they lost some weight, that they will get into better shape and they will feel more energetic. All right. We can relate to that, right?
Right.
Anyone else out there? Okay. All right. So, and productive, and they will look better and feel better about themselves. That's okay. That's good. I can relate to that. Both were told by their doctors that losing weight would be a wise thing to do. So here's the first lady. Remember, there were 2 ladies. Here's the first woman. She went out. She bought some exercise equipment. I was like, woo, are they talking about me? She went and bought some exercise equipment, and she kept saying every day, I am going to exercise. I'm going to use this equipment. Been there, done that.
Okay.
Equipment downstairs, dust all over it, things hanging all
hello.
over it, right? All right. So then the other woman, this is me now. The other woman, she began a education program. She went out to a personal trainer. She went and took some classes. She wanted to find out, what do I need to eat?
Right.
Her diet.
Right.
What do I need to, just all the diet, what weight do I need to go into a
That's
nutritionist or a registered dietitian who can, those are the experts in that field. I'm not an expert in that area. So go to them and find out what it is you need to do. And then she bought the exercise equipment. And then, so she learned what foods were healthy, which were the ones that she should be eating, which she should not be eating. She began her exercise program, limiting those kinds of foods that she's not supposed to eat. So now here are the other two women. Okay, so now they're all back together. The first woman, she went and sold her equipment on a website for a fraction of the cost that she paid for it. Because, you know, exercise equipment is a lot of money. It can be very expensive. All right. And then she says, I'm going to buy some new equipment. Maybe that'll help me get motivated.
Oh, my gosh.
But the second woman, and I've been there. I can sell that, get rid of that. Maybe I'll get something new that'll motivate me.
Wow.
Yeah. So the second woman, she is continuing on with her exercise journey. She has a program. She's still eating right. She's lost weight. And now she realized it wasn't all about the exercise program. It was about feeling better about herself. And that's what that's why I really got into exercise, because I was always feeling insecure, low self-esteem. I was always what other people told me I was, because I didn't know who I was. It was like, if I was pretty, I'm pretty. If they said I was ugly, I was ugly. So if they said I can do this, I can do it. But when you learn when you know yourself and you just, you love who you are, it doesn't matter what anybody else says.
That's right.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you have peers, you do want their approval, but you deep down inside, you just need to know, like Sir Charles was saying, you just have to know it's all about you.
That's right.
It's about you. And that's what I promote during my programs. It's all about you. What size do you want to be? When a woman comes to me and says, I want to look like Beyonce, and I stop and say, okay, we have a problem here. Why do you want to look like? There's nothing wrong with Beyonce. Don't get me wrong. But no, say you want to look like a better you. That's what I want to hear instead of, I want to look like her. Now, it's okay if you want them to be your role model. That's okay. Okay, they're exercising and looking good at this age, because you know who my role model is?
Oh.
Tina Turner.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my gosh. What is she, like 70, 80?
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm just like, okay, that's going to be me at that age. I'm going to be energetic, running around. Can you slow down, Grandma? Oh, I'm not Grandma, because I'm going to be rocking and rolling like Tina Turner, okay? I don't want to be Tina Turner, but she's my inspiration that at that age, you can still look that way and have energy and still move about and not be stuck in, I'm at this age, I'm supposed to do this. No, we're not going to do that, all right? So the one thing is, exercising is good, but you need to know more than just exercise. Because I have people who exercise and they're like, why am I not losing this weight? Why am I still having this or that? It's because eating, sleeping, reducing stress, all of that goes together.
Right.
Because you can exercise all you want, but all of those things, more components to it. So I have the next slide, and it's called, and I've been through this, it's called insanity. Doing the same things over, and you see how I draw it out, over and over and over again. And I'm talking about, and I had years on top of that. I had, for me, it was like 2013, 2014, 2015, and then here it is 2016, but I'm not going to do the same. Then it says year after year after year, expecting new results.
Right.
Crazy. You see my hand up on my head? Woo! That is crazy. That is insanity. So no, we're not going to do this year. This is 2016. I know it's the day before the last day of the month. No, this is actually the last day of the month. All right, so it's not too late. It's not too late. Start today. And what time is it? I'm going to say 5. Start today. It's not too late. Get into a program. Call me up and I will help you guide. I will guide you along the way. All right? So, okay. So now let's talk about some body basics.
Okay.
All right? So we're going to talk about water first. Water, people always forget about water. All right? So I have notes here. On your screen, you see how much do I need, characteristics of a nutritious diet. What's ABCMV? We're going to break that down. Evaluating body weight, BMI. What is that? Body composition. All right, so water. We're going to talk about it. Water is the most vital nutrient. Okay? We can only go 3 to 5 days without water. We can go months without food, but we must have water. Why? Our bodies excrete at least 1 pint of water per day. How? Good question. Glad you asked. Okay, so your skin, sweating.
Right.
Okay.
We sweat, right? We sweat. Okay, lungs. How you mean my lungs? Exhaled breath. Each time we exhale, water.
Really?
We're losing it.
Wow.
Kidneys. We all know that, right? Urination.
Yes.
And then the other one is your GI tract, right? Feces. We're losing water. How do we replenish this water? It must be replaced through fluids and some foods.
Okay.
Okay.
You'll be amazed at some of the foods. I'll share those things with you, not right now, but through some foods. All right, so when we lose those liquids, let me tell you about even a little percentage. 3% loss decreases blood volume. My father was telling me, and then 5% loss is confusion, disorientation. My father called me up one day. He's like, I was at the hospital. I'm like, well, Dad, why were you at the hospital? He says, they said that I was dehydrated. And I'm like, decreased blood. The blood thickens up. It's not moving properly. And then 10 to 20%, if you don't refuel,
Right.
loss, death. You can die. You can die. Water is paramount. Now look at this. Okay, so let me tell you about some things that water does to the body. Listen to this and listen closely. All right, I had to get a little close to the mic. All right, so brain is 75% water. Did you know that? Your brain is 75% water. Your blood is 92%. Our bones, 22%. Muscles, 75%. Water. We need water. Water helps us remove waste. People wonder why I can't lose weight. Drink your water. It moves all that food you put in, moves it out, right? Cushions our joints. Wonder why my joints are hurting? Water cushions your joints. It helps your body absorb nutrients. We're going to talk about some of those nutrients that are a must.
Yes.
Yes? And then it carries nutrients and oxygens to all of the cells in your body. Didn't know that, did you? Now you know. All right. So then let's talk about body basics. What is that ABCMV? What does that stand for? Adequacy, balance, calorie control, moderation, and variety. Let's break that down a little bit. What do you mean by adequacy, right? It means that you need to get enough of those essential nutrients. What are those essential nutrients? Glad you asked, because our bodies cannot make those essential nutrients. All right, water, carbohydrates, protein, fats. There's some good fats that you need. Fats, vitamins, and minerals. Those are your essential nutrients. Yes? And then what about what about balance? We need to know how to balance those foods, because I was one, when it comes to balance and moderation and variety, I'm a plain Jane when it comes to eating foods. I'll eat the same thing over and over again. You get bored after a while. Then you're thinking, okay, I'm just not going to eat it all. I'm just going to go to the junk food because those are tastier. They're not good for you. Okay, balance. It contains a good proportion of those nutrients, right? And some of those nutrients are veggies, fruits, grains, dairy, and proteins. You know about My Plate? My plate has those things, tell you about the portion size. Most of your plate, you want it with the fruits and veggies. But what about the protein? Yeah, you want to get some protein too, but the fruits and veggies are the ones. And the fruits and veggies help you to move all that other stuff that you have in your body.
Let me ask you something real quick.
Sure.
If
I love questions.
I have that balance, then do I eat the fruit first because I don't want it to stay in the stomach while the protein is trying to...
Well, the fruits and the veggies help move those foods. So with every meal, you want to try to eat fruits and veggies because those help you to digest.
Before the protein?
You can eat them together. I mean, people out there, you may say, oh, she don't know what she's talking about. But it all depends. Again, go to your nutrition, and the nutritionist and the registered dietitian. They can tell you better than I. But for me, drinking the water, drink first, because that'll kind of fill you up so you don't overeat.
That's right.
Then when you eat those, the greens and things, like especially like the lettuce and so forth, those have no nutritional value unless you eat them with other foods. But when you eat those greens and things, those help move those foods. So if you decide to eat it first or however the order is, do so.
But you can't eat the carbs later, though.
You can't eat the carbs later. Now, you're going to find out carbs, that's energy food. The protein, the carbs, and the fats, we need, especially the carbohydrates, we need because that's brain food. So we need the carbs. Now, not all the bad ones, like the bread, all the time slapping all that butter and stuff all over it, but we do need carbs. And there are different types of carbs, and, we can always talk about those. Calorie control. We must know that choose foods that will help maintain our ideal body weight. Again, find out what your goals are. If I want to lose weight, how many calories should I be intaking each day? Because either having too little calories can have an adverse effect on your body. Because being overweight and underweight, did you know that you can still be malnourished?
The same way.
Exactly, malnourished. Okay, so moderation. Eat any of those foods, be in a reasonable portion size. And I always had problems with that portion size. I was like, oh, let me get this. But you need to know what size, what is a serving?
Right.
Those
Right.
large bananas, that's like 2 to 3 servings, and you don't want that. Get the smaller bananas, smaller apples, get smaller, and those are 1 serving. You get them huge ones. Oh, look at this apple. That's 2 to 3 servings, so we don't
Okay.
want that.
All right.
And then we talked about variety. You want to eat different types of food again to prevent boredom. Okay? Because I tell you, I get bored, but when I put those colorful foods on my plate, the red peppers, yellow peppers, orange peppers, green ones, mix them with my food, and then the almonds and the walnuts, and it's just like, what do I eat first? Just look, and then put those little small oranges, whatever those names are, the clementines.
mandarins, the clementines,
Yes,
yeah.
put those on the plate. Oh my gosh. Man, I like to eat already.
Okay.
Woo! But to know that you're eating healthy foods. All right, so let's talk about the body mass index.
This is good.
BMI. We've heard about that, right?
Right.
BMI. What is that? Body mass index. Now, just to let you know, BMI, when you go and say, oh, if this is, it's not to just check your weight. It's to know what body percentage you should have so that you can avoid heart disease, diabetes, and so forth. So it's not a measurement that you should always stick with, but it's something that doctors use, and even fitness professionals we use, just so we'll know what your body mass index is. Now, okay, so we said BMI, and then the waist circumference. That's just the distance around your waist below your navel, and they're taking it to see how big your waist is. Okay, how much we need to lose. So we know women, that's our little area, around that waist area. Woo, I tell you.
Right.
All right, so
Isn't that where stress is pocketed too?
stress is pocketed. Yes, the waist and the thighs.
Oh.
Well, they always say the hips. But that's where it is for women, and that's what we always look in the mirror like that.
You
look
got
at
some
that.
stressed out women in this area then.
Well, you know what?
Be kind.
But I mean, but he's speaking the truth. And I know he's not saying it as far as them being like
No.
but he's looking,
Yeah.
So, and it could some be health issues and so forth. So
Right.
we just don't know. But
Right.
yeah, all right. So let's talk a little bit about BMI before our time runs out. So if you're less than 18.5% body fat, that's considered underweight. If you're less
Okay.
than, all right. But if you're 18 to 24, it's considered healthy.
Okay.
I'm Miss Fitness Professional, and I'm at the 24.9, but my doctor tells me I need to come down a little bit. So I'm
Okay.
like, okay, doctor, I'll come down just a little bit. I remember a day when I was like 18, 20%, you couldn't tell me nothing.
Chocolate milkshakes, here I come.
Girl, oh my goodness. Woo. Did I tell you guys that I'm a chocoholic? I am a sugarholic. Ooh. All right.
Okay.
So 25 to less than 30 is considered overweight. If your body weight is 25%, less than 30, you're still under 30, is considered overweight. All right, 30 and greater
that the
is
big O?
considered obesity.
Okay.
And then 40 or greater, extreme
Wow.
obesity. And this too is where it's an increased risk of heart disease, cardiovascular disease. Not good.
I'm understanding why I should exercise now.
Very good.
And the toxins
exercise,
reside
yes.
as well.
Oh, yes, the toxins. You said a mouthful. Yes, the toxins. We want to get rid of those. All right, so I have another slide, and it's called Keeping Physically and Spiritually Fit, Side-by-Side Comparison. I left it blank purposely because I want you to put in what your I'm going to tell you what some of mine are and my comparisons, but I want you to put your own physically and your spiritually fit. So I'm going to use me as an example. So on the physically fit side, and I'm going to go back and forth, physically and then spiritually, and you can relate to some of this. All right, so exercise regimen, I got that down, okay? And then I compare to prayer life. So I got the exercise regimen, okay, this is I know I'm going to do, then I got prayer
Okay,
life, all right?
gotcha.
Then the next one is preparation, putting on my war clothes.
Okay.
Now this is still on the
All right, I
physical
know where
side.
this is
This is
going.
still on the physical side
Yes.
first. Okay, the physical exercise, outfit, right? I say outfit. I don't say clothes because I got cute outfits. You have to look cute when you work out, right? So
Okay,
I'm
all
cute.
right.
You don't have to put makeup on, but have your little tiny earrings on, get your little stuff, get your little scarf,
Always the lipstick.
Always, yeah, a little bit, just a little bit, right? All right, so you put on your exercise outfits. Some people need to put on like the gels because their knees and things hurt or little things. And then on the spiritual side, putting on my war clothes means putting on the whole armor of God. That's Ephesians 6:13-18. And I also kicked in 19 and 20. You can read those ones, right? So you put on the armor from the head down to the bottom, because you got to protect yourself. Even when you exercising, right, got that armor on, you fall down, you got the got that protection, right? Got to be protected.
That's right.
All right, and then the next one is stretch and warm up, 5 to 10 minutes. On the spiritual side, I said confessions, praise, and worship.
Oh, hello.
All right,
Okay.
so this is me, guys. You can put what you want in there, but this is me, all right? And then you get to the, back to the physically fit side, exercise routine. You got your classes, you're running, you're jogging, doing whatever you can. And then on the spiritually fit side, we got reading the word, studying, meditation, warfare, dancing, singing. That's my workout. So, all right, because while I'm working out, I can be, talking to the Lord, spiritual warfare, right? Telling that enemy, get on behind me. Woo! All right. Then you got your cool down.
Okay.
That's on the physically fit side. All right. And then when you get on the spiritually fit side, I got my prayers of thanksgiving. Lord, thank you for getting me through all of this. And then the last but not least is on the physically fit side, you get a coach, accountability partner. I find when you're working out, even me as a fitness professional, I still need to have people who holding me accountable. All right, you're teaching these other people, but what are you doing for yourself?
Right.
And then on the spiritually fit side, prayer partner, Bible study.
Yes.
All right.
I
All right,
like
guys.
that.
I
I
love
like
it, right?
that.
Woo!
Yes.
Break it down. All right, so now the next slide was transparency time. What does fit? What is that F-I-T-T? She's always talking about that. I am fit to be used for the kingdom. What is she talking about? All right, what does it stand for? All right, so a quick testimony. I know time is running out. I'm not going to have time to do all of it, but just to give you a little bit of it. So from, I would say, 2000, the year 2000, even up to now. With the 2000, maybe I would say in the 2000s, whether it was 2002, 2003, I don't remember quite. But I was in this group, not a girl band, not a group or anything, just businesswomen. We were called LB5. Hi, ladies, if you're listening. LB5 was Lady Billionaires, and it was 5 of us. And between the 5 of us, we each had a gift, a talent. And we brought it to the table, and we made logos and everything with our talent. So I was the physical segment. I was the fitness. I had to do the fitness. So I came up with a logo, and it was called FIT, F-I-T-T, to be used. I was like, girl, you better take that T out of there. FIT is F-I-T. I said, I gotta be me. I am just different. I'm unique. It's gotta be me. Not knowing what FIT stood for at that time. Didn't know I would need FIT at a later time in my life. And I had the logo of me praising and worship, because I was on the praise dance team and everything. So I had this logo. So later in the years, I met my husband, 2005, and during that time, my husband had health issues. 2005, or actually 2007, 2008, 2009, on and on. Cold blue when he went through his transplant. He had a kidney and a pancreas transplant. I needed FIT. When my husband, he was on dialysis before the transplant surgery, he took 3 to 4 days to come out of the heavy, they sedated him, and we were just like on prayer watch 24 hours. I needed FIT during that time. Financial ruins, I needed FIT during that time. What is FIT? All right, so it stands for, I put down a couple of them, because at certain times I had to be fearless in trying times. I had to be faithful in troubled times. I had to be a fighter in tough times. I had to be focused during those tempting times. And then I had to be faintless in tight times. So my FIT, I am fearless, I am faithful, I am a fighter, I am focused, and I am faintless. All right? Those are my things in those times. So that's what FIT stands for. We don't want that slide right now. We're going to move back onto the FIT part. Thank you. So that's what it stands for. I am FIT stands for, I'm going to be faithful, and I have my pen. This is my favorite one. It's called I am FIT. And then it turns around and says, I am faithful in troubled times. So I ask, what's your FIT? All right. What's your FIT? All right, so the next slide is, all right, so we're going to do a correlation. So it says, so just like an athlete physically vigorously trains to become fit, it's the slide before that one, and prepared, we spiritually become fit or mature when we take an accurate knowledge and exercise our thinking ability to distinguish right from wrong according to God's point of view. It can't be leaning on what we think is right and wrong. It's according to what the word says is right or wrong.
Right.
So, what about you? What will you start doing today? How will you measure your growth? Fruit of the Spirit, that hits me each time. Ow, am I showing love? Woo! You know what I'm saying? Am I long suffering? I miss the mark some days, but it's like, get up, wipe your stuff off, and keep it moving. All right? Are you going to be, scripture memory? Are you going to increase in prayer? Set yourself a goal and ask God to help you to grow in Him. That's your goal. All right? So, guys, your heart is my business.
Okay.
Thank you for your time today. And this is Tracy's role. She's supposed to be saying these things, but see, I'm Speedy Gonzalez.
Mike, can we put that last slide back up, please?
This is how you can contact Dion, Coach D.
Oh my goodness.
She's out there on social media. There's her website, dioninc.com. She's on Facebook as well. And also, you are taking clients in the area.
I'm taking clients in
You're
the area. Mobile, I will come to you. I will show you some things that you can do in your home. My primary clients, I take everyone, but the clients that I love the most are the ones who are just, I've not exercised. I don't know what to do. I like the basics, or the babes, if you will. I like the basics, the babes, because I can teach them, build that foundation. Because sometimes people who already know what to do, like, yeah. Well, what else can I do? I don't know. They're like, and I'm like that too. So I understand. But I like those babes that's fresh in, want to learn. Those are some of the best clients out there. Now, I'm not saying please come to me. I'm not saying that the ones. I'm not saying that the ones. I will not turn you away. But the babes, the ones those are the ones that, and let's talk about Go Red before we forget.
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
Go
Go Red is
my
one
goodness.
more. Go Red. I almost forgot about that. That's why I'm wearing my little dress. See the dress?
Thank you
Tracy has
very
on too?
much.
Go Red. This Friday, February the 5th.
Right.
Wear red. On Facebook, it's many posts that you can see on the American Heart Association that's showing you how to turn your page red. Your office, wear red. Even if it's red shoes, red eyeliner, red hair, red nail
lipstick,
polish,
yeah.
red shirt. Wear red. Now, what is red? So we're going to unite because we want to prevent heart disease and stroke. Heart disease and stroke kill 1 in 3 women, yet, get this, it's 80% preventable.
Okay, you know what? We're going to come back and
Oh
talk to
my
you
gosh.
about that.
Okay, so when we come back on 4th Sunday, we're going to talk about Go Red. But just to give you,
Emergency break.
Okay. You know what? We've had a great time with Sir Charles and with Coach D. Join us
goodness.
next week where we're going to have the social media come back again. That's Dwayne Ross and
Yours
William Craig
truly.
III. But until then,
Be safe,
be
be
smart,
smart,
be
be
healthy.
healthy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
hey.